Hello one and all, Boris Beadle here, coming back at you with another Third Age Total War Reforged battle replay. Now today we have something a bit different than the usual videos because we have a custom scenario made by Zenixia. Just to give you a few details about that, instead of playing in the Third Age, we're now going to get in our TARDIS and hop back a generation to the Second Age. And we are going to be looking at the Siege of Minas Ithil. So as you can see, Lord of the Rings fans, you should know that this later becomes Minas Morgul, where the Witch King decides to take up permanent residency. Maybe house prices are kind of cheap, so he decided to purchase this and have a nice river view every day, taking his coffee or something. I don't know, I'm talking a load of crap. But let's give you a few details about the scenario. So this was technically the first engagement in the War of the Last Alliance, and at the time, in 3429 in the Second Age, Minas Ithil was actually founded and created by Isildur, if I have my facts correct, and was garrisoned by a strong Gondorian force. But Sauron sent an absolutely huge army, a huge army of orcs and trolls and all sorts of nasty things, to attack Minas Ithil, and they eventually pierced through the Gondorian defence and took control of the city, burning the white tree as they did so, this being the first white tree that was planted by Isildur. Now, Isildur managed to escape with his family and a few Gondorians, though we are unsure about how many actually escaped in the end. And they took a seedling of the white tree with them, which is now planted in Minas Tirith. So, as again, this scenario was created by Zenixia, so thank you very much for the effort you put into creating this. And this will be the start of a small video series on the War of the Last Alliance. So this is definitely a good place to start, and in fact this is the only place we can start really. So let's have a quick look at what we're working with here. Now we have two Gondorian defending armies. One of them is commanded by Bobbington the Bastard, the infamous Bobbington, for those of you who know him, and the second one is commanded by myself. And the armies basically consist of a lot of Gondor spearmen, some Gondor militia, some basic Gondor archers, and our elite troops consist of some Wardens of the White Tower and some Citadel Guard. Now the rules are, if the Witch King or Isildur dies, then that signals game over for the corresponding teams. Now I have Isildur in my army. I think he's chilling out back here. If I can see, there he is. Look, in all his glory, just here. We also have some Tinith Wardens as well, but that's basically the bulk of our army. We have no javelins, I believe. No, we don't. We have no javelins, and we are faced with an absolutely effing huge army of Mordor to start off with, commanded by Zenixia himself, who's just got basically a standard Mordor army, lots of maulers, uruks, halberds. For his elite units, he's got some Morgul chosen, and some of these pretty nifty Numenorean shield guard, and of course a fuck ton of Olog High. And this army is supported by Rune and Harad. Now I don't know if this was the case in the actual siege itself, but just for shits and giggles, why not? And we have King Fluffy Duck commanding the army of Rune, and we have Vislak commanding the army of Harad. Now let's quickly go over Harad. He's got a couple of units of trollmen, some javs. He's got some Belago Footmen, some of these Abra, I'm not going to pronounce them, those are good to dar things, and some Customers chosen, and relatively just the rest of his army is just kind of weak Southron warband and archers, etc. And Rune's army, he's got a few Dragon's Wrath guildsmen, crossbows, some Loxian Rim, some Lok Gamp Rim and Lok Flag Rim, and Lok Narim, the archer unit. Now, of course, you're probably looking at this and thinking, okay, this is kind of unbalanced, but that's the idea, because the engagement was eventually lost by Gondor. So this, as you can see, there's only one path that leads up to the settlement over here, and then a bridge, and then inside the settlement you have two layers. First one's closed by a gate, and the second one isn't. It's just kind of like a passageway that just zips through here. So this isn't going to be a game of extreme, tactical superiority or anything. This is mainly just for you guys, just to have a cinematic, you know, sit back with some snacks and watch type video. So without further ado, let's unpause this and let the action commence. Now, I think, well, we didn't really communicate too much, but basically Bobbington took care of the first layer here, and I had a few units to support him, and then the bulk of my forces then remained in the inner keep, which probably kind of makes sense because that's where Isildur was hanging out as well. But nevertheless, I decide to send out some of my 2 units of Gondor spears and 2 units of my archer militia. The plan being to try and hold this point for as long as possible, put some archers on here and get lots and lots of enfilading fire onto the side of his units as they approached. But yes, so there we go. Just taking a stroll across the bridge. You know, the weather's not too nice, you know, it kind of reminds me of the UK a bit, and lots of rain, so they're probably not having a good day. Seeing these smelly orcs on the horizon probably didn't do anything to lift their spirits. But nevertheless, these brave men of Gondor marching to their inevitable death to protect their king and the white tree. Now, I don't think, is there a white tree in here? Let's see if we can find one. I presume the white tree is here. That would kind of make sense. But of course the model isn't actually there, but you know, what can you do? So here we're just kind of moving all sorts of things around into the right positions, etc, etc. Now the cool thing about the settlement is that you've got lots of slopes either side here, which is perfect for archers. So if you can hold this area here, you can just keep shooting like fish in a barrel right down here. But my men are running into position. I'm going to form 2 layers. First of all, I'm going to form this layer up here and then push the other unit through to hold a bit further here. Now, I had a bit of a problem actually with pathfinding on this bridge, because I tried to stretch my archers out here to get the most amount of bows firing down at once, but my archers didn't want to do it, and they just stayed here. But nevertheless, here we go, the first charge of the game. Come and get in position. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Oh god, I managed to get off it. A little tiny counter charge there, hopefully negating some of their charge bonuses. But we have Olokai coming in and stopping and running away again. Maybe they're just teasing us. But as you can see, I've got the archer fire coming in now from the bridge. But yeah, so I think all the units are on huge scale or large, maybe large, which is always good fun in a battle. But here Zenixia's forces are quite bunched up in the centre here, which is kind of helping my archers out a bit. I decided to reinforce the line here with the Olokai coming. But as you can see, they actually have 2 units of Olokai here. Yeah, they got 2 units of Olokai here, so these aren't going to last very long. Bobbington was asking me what the hell I was doing, but you know, I thought I'd try and get more cinematic experience rather than, you know, just sitting back behind the gate and waiting. Hopefully I can do some kind of damage to these trolls to weaken them for later on. The problem was with the archers being on the bridge here, don't know what this guy's doing, just chilling out over here on his own. It's difficult to get volleys off because only this kind of row of my archers could actually fire. The rest of them were just standing here doing nothing, apart from maybe a couple of guys. But nevertheless, any hours shooting down is a good thing. And he's bringing in lots of troops, which is helpful for me. We have some Lok Narin by King Fluffy Duck just shooting at my... Where is he shooting at? At my archers, I think? He's repositioning. Now, I wasn't too bothered about using these archer militia because they are only archer militia. I've got 2 units of Gondor archers, and also Bobbington's got 4 archers left as well. So I thought I'd just try and hold these back for as long as possible and try and get as many kills here as I could. But the problem is these Olokai are just screwing over at the moment. You see all these dead spearmen here. But yeah, I thought I'd come back to Third Age. I did do a Total War Warhammer video, but that hasn't got many views at all. But not to worry. I think I'm gonna stick more to Third Age roots and maybe expand later on. It's probably a bad idea to start so soon. But yes. So thank you ever so much for all the support I have been getting. I mean, lots of views, and when I say lots of views on the grand scale of things, there isn't really many views, but for me it's a lot, and it means a lot that, you know, you guys just click on the video and watch, even if it's for 5 minutes. It's, you know, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm just getting wrecked right now. Not too much else to say really. There's just a massive flood of evil men and orcs here. I mean, they just got so many troops. I mean, that's just wave 1 right there. I mean, we've got all of this left with most of the elites in it, and it's just a scary sight to behold, really. But yes, our enemies are, he's broken through now. Yeah, I'm routing completely, and I haven't really killed many orcs at all, and the archers haven't got many kills either, which is a big disappointment. But I suppose I couldn't have expected anything more. So now my archers are kind of stranded. I'm going to leave one on here just to act as a buffer, just so I can save both of them, because I wanted to make sure this gate was closed when they arrived. But as you can see, my archers have taken a little beating there. Can we get a point blank shot in their face? Shooting over their heads, which isn't really helpful. Oh, got one guy though. Yeah, a few guys dead there. They're bringing up their ram, and on come the evil men across the bridge. Could do with some Uruk bombers here, just blow the bridge up. That would have changed things, wouldn't it? Now, something that I think was a bit of a shame is that we can't get men on here, which would have been awesome, because especially on this angle here, just to shoot at the bridge would have been epic. But maybe it's not as easy as it sounds. But yes, as you can see here, we've got a nice typical kind of V-shaped defense here, composed mainly of all of the spearmen that Bobbington has, and an infantry unit just at the very centre. We've also got our militia just on the other side of this defence. Now, have they broken through? They have. Now I'm trying to retreat them as fast as I can. They were holding their own, kind of, against the Sauron warband. They weren't dropping too fast. So we're going to run through here. I've also got my my other archer militia unit waiting, ready to fire a volley over the heads of my retreating troops, which is working. Ah, lovely. Oh, sorry about the camera work there. They're kind of jogging, you know, not in any rush.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Apparently victory will be ours. I mean, we have a massive advantage according to the balance of power, but don't you worry, ladies and gents, that will change pretty quickly. Come on, guys, fire, fire, fire. Now we have no artillery, neither team has artillery, so it's just a big infantry and archer brawl, but that's not too bad at all. Don't know who I'm aiming at. Now I don't know if they're just waiting or if they couldn't get through, because the maulers can. But yes. Can we get one last volley? Yeah, taking out a few there. I'm going to retreat them before they get a good charge off. As you can see, my militia now are going to push through the ranks of these shield walls here. And my reasoning for this was to try and dull any charges that the enemy sent to us. And also because the militia are not going to do much good in the long term, so I thought I'd push them through a formation and take on the marauders head on. Now, of course, this is just a starter of the meal of orcs and evil men that is to come. As you can see, we have our archers positioned on these slopes over here. I got my archers here, Bobbington's got his here, and I got another unit just further back here, which will probably get some very nice shots off. I'm now sending my archer militia to on both sides to reinforce those archers. We're not going to fire yet though. No point just wasting arrows and maulers because they're just trash. So, oh no, no, oh dear, he's dead. But it looks like Bobbington's just holding. He's not going to engage. He's going to let my militia soak up the damage here. We've got a warband unit pushing through. The maulers are routing already, which is pretty good. So I'm going to commit both of my militia units against this warband, and we should be able to take them out with relative ease. By the way, I am accepting any replays, 3rd Age Reforged replays, so feel free to contact me on Steam. My name is Boris Beadle, just like the channel. So if you have any cool replays that you'd like me to do some commentary on, feel free to send them through. And also, just a bit of advertising for the 3rd Age Reforged Discord that we've got going on. Now, if you're a 3rd Age Reforged or 3rd Age player, I would highly recommend that you download the Discord app and join the 3rd Age Reforged group on there. It's been great to it's a lot easier. It's like TeamSpeak, so you can talk with your allies as you are playing, which is far easier than typing in the messages in the talk bar. And also we got a pretty cool RPG tournament thing going on, which is where you have a team of well, there's a team. Each member representing a different faction. They play an online campaign, and then we simulate the battles with the rest of the players. So I'm currently on Team Isengard. Feel free to come and join if you want to. But yes, so definitely recommend doing that. I've met lots more Total War players through that, and it's been great fun to communicate, and it's a lot more fun when you actually have allies to talk to. It's like, your two generals just chatting about strategy and things like that. So oh, Olakai coming in, just throwing men left, right and centre, but that's what they're good at. So this militia is not going to hold for too much longer. The plan is just to hold them here as long as possible, try and weaken everything down before it hits our main lines, because as you can see here, we haven't lost too many. We have some arrows coming in here. Bobbington's archers and my archers are still firing through the gate. Arrows whistling overhead, hitting any advancing troops. But this golden wave of justice is just pouring in through the gates right now. It's not going to be long until this militia unit are completely decimated. Now it looks like Bobbington's pushing forward some of his spear units to close down the gap. The Olakai are going to push through, try and disrupt the formations. Which is good. They're filling up our kill zone nicely, and as you can see, I have archers now firing down. Now this unit was actually not as well positioned as this one, because this one seemed to get far more of the unit actually firing, and the angle, as you can see, is just perfect for archers. Blood spraying everywhere, which is like what we like to see. Evil men dying and orcs dying is a sight to behold, ladies and gents. Now Bobbington's pushing forward with his way. I don't know if you guys have this too, but if you put your men in shield wall and you engage with a unit, they just tend to keep pushing forward, which I don't really understand, because you would think that they just stay where they were, because that's the idea of a shield wall, is not to be offensive but defensive. But nevertheless, now Bob's reinforcing his lines with some militia just to prevent any stragglers from getting through, like this cheeky guy is trying to push his way through. So now we've got Haradrim coming in now, some Southern Warband trying to take advantage of this flank. Nice volleys coming in still. I love kill zones. I was going to move the militia over here to plug that gap, because they are starting to push through on these flanks here. Arrows still coming in from both sides. Ah, oh. Who doesn't love a good archer volley? Of course, when it's against yourself, it's a bit crap, but against an enemy, it feels pretty good. So now the enemy, even though this is only a small portion of their force, I mean, look at the rest that are left. They're just bashing through our lines like there's no tomorrow. I mean, I think it's just the sheer weight of numbers plus those trolls are doing a lot of damage there. And we were pretty worried about the trolls because they're just so good at disrupting our formations. But our archers are still safe, which is the main thing. The trolls are right in the back lines now. Bob's going to send over a unit of his Gondor infantry. He's got 2 more left over here. The rest of my troops are in here, forming a second defensive cordon. But I'm going to send some infantry through soon because this kill zone is just too good to lose right now. Oh, get it. Look at all the dead there. Archers pinging archers. It's just an arrow fest right now. Now the replay was submitted by Zenixia because I got a bit excited at the end and was pressing enter too much and I didn't get a chance to save the replay, so we won't be able to see how many kills my archers actually got, but I can imagine it would be well into the hundreds. Or into sending another unit round to the left because they're doing a really good job at pushing through on this left flank here. Our centre's holding pretty well and so is the right, but as you can see this just golden horde of madmen is just slowly eating its way through our ranks. But we have reinforcements, so for the moment the danger is contained. Oh, just look at all the arrows, like a continual stream. Most of these must be dead from archers, must be. However, the Zenixia Rim are now pushing through. Going to go straight after our archers, I believe.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
The balance of power, however, is still in our favour, the red being us, I believe. No, yes, us. However, they have killed 39% of our troops already.
Victory will be ours.
And we've only killed 18%, which of this massive horde is not a lot at all. So I'm now going to try and send in a unit of my Gondor infantry to try and stem the tide of gold that's slowly pushing through. However, the Zenixia Rim have managed to get through and are now going after Bobbington's archers. It was quite very difficult to defend against them because this is only a small portion of the unit. Out of 105, there's around 30 of them. The rest of them are engaged here. So I was trying to engage the unit, but of course it was attacking the biggest portion and not this one. So this unit was kind of free to run through and create havoc. I'm going to keep my archers here though, just to keep getting some volleys off. However, which we are pushing them back on our left flank. We've got a small portion trapped against the wall. However, we have a troll just causing a bit of trouble over here. The rest of them are dead, thank the Lord. But this is only the beginning. There's some Castamere children, I think, waiting to come through. Let's see what they're bringing through. So now we have Vizsla bringing through some of his more elite units, the 2 hit point units, which is not very good for us. Moranan Guard, excuse me, Uruk coming through, and the rest. Just look at this. And that's just oh Jesus Christ. Okay. So as you can tell, this isn't the most balanced game at all, but who cares? This is just for fun. It was good fun to play, you know, trying to fill in the weak points of the line, etc. However, Our infantry is now fighting to the death. They have now broken through. Now I knew I was going to lose my archers here, so I wanted just to kill as many as possible, because in the second layer there's no way of really forming a sort of a kill zone like this. So we're just going to focus on the massive horde that's now pouring through the gates. There we go. I'm also pushing through a unit of Gondor infantry to try and hold some of the units off, to try and distract them, to make sure that my archers get a few more volleys off. I'm going to try and retreat my archers now. Archer militia is now focusing down the Morannon Guard. Excuse me. Who are just running all over the place. Don't think they know what they're doing. But yeah, that's what we like to see. Dead orcs. I think all of my archer units that are not moving are currently focusing on this unit, because it's the most immediate threat to this archer unit. Yes, you can see the arrows coming in from behind as well. That being said, they haven't lost that many. Not nearly enough. That Olog High Troll is still doing being a pain in the ass. Victory will be theirs. Okay, that is sounds more like it. I think I've got the balance of power this bar wrong. I think the red is them. Must be. Some remnants of old units here just chilling out, taking a breather, while the rest of this Loki sign room are now engaging the back of my archers. However, they're not stopping many of them from firing, which is great. This time I'm shooting the back of some sign rooms, trying to take out some of their elite units. I've got one unit of Gondor infantry plugging in the hole in front of the second keep. Currently trying to retreat my archers as best as I can. My archer militia is now still unscathed at the moment. This other militia is now breaking, excuse me. Or has broken, should I say. Oh, all of them are routing now. Which isn't what I want to see. Ah, they're Bobbington's archers. I still have 90 left. And I have taken out quite a sizable portion of that unit. But it won't be enough to take out the rest of them. My archer militia are now just dropping by the wayside right now. This guy's having some sort of seizure. Oh, lots of them are having seizures right now. Now here again, I didn't want to be pushing right now, but I'd put my men in shield wall, and as they're engaging, they slowly push forward, which I think could be something to be revised if they know how to change that. But yeah, this isn't going to do too much damage to the Morannon Guard because I believe they're 2 hit points. So. But anyway, it makes for a nice little engagement in front of the final gateway. Yeah, what have I got left? So, one more unit of Gondor infantry, 2 units of the Wardens of the White Tower, which will be useful, 2 units of the Tineth Air Wardens, and the rest is spears right now. But we have more golden troops just running in through the defeated first layer. But look at this death and destruction now. I'm not happy about the amount of silver bodies lying down on the floor, I'm afraid. But what can you do when you're against trolls? What I think we should have done is really defended right in front of the gate here. The only problem is it wouldn't have allowed a kill zone, but we could have put our archers here and shot through the gate onto the causeway, because the enemy would have still been extremely concentrated. Now we were worrying about these Muhad tribesmen because they would make short work of any defense through the gate, but we'll get back to them later. Are they going to fire a volley? No, they've thought about it. but I'm not going to bother. That Olokai. Still one left. Now, how's my archer unit doing? Oh, they have Castamir's chosen up here too now. Defeat seems certain, no surprise there. However, there don't seem to be many Morannon Guard left. 61, so we did a pretty good job of halving that unit. Five brave men, still not routing. The Morannon Guard are now starting to move through this gateway here. And the troll again, these darn trolls. Now what I decided to do was to push my formations as close here as possible. What I was worried about, however, is these Muhad tribesmen that are now forming up. Bob's got a unit of archers firing through the gate, which is a good sign. Now, I really did not want them to get a volley off on my shield wall, so I'm going to send a Gondor infantry unit through the gap to try and engage them before they can open fire. Can I get a charge off? That is the question. No, it looks like the Muhad tribesmen are now retreating. So I'm going to retreat my men back as well. I'm just trying to scare them off as much as possible. He has some clan crossbowmen pushing through as well, which we don't want with their high AP damage right in front of our... Oh, they have got a small volley off there. So I decided to send my my Gondor infantry back through before they could get a volley off. And I'm going to reach them, but Zenixia is moving in some Uruks to intercept the charge. But it has done a good job of pushing back the Muhad tribesmen for the time being. And also the crossbowmen, who are now going to retreat. Oh, a few javelins coming through there. Now I didn't put these on shield wall because I didn't want them to start pushing forward too much. But now we have the Loke Scion rune coming through, so this should... Oh yeah, a massive push here. But my men are slowly filtering through their ranks, pushing back. Dying pretty... No, they're doing okay. They're doing okay. But we have some Dragon's Wrath guildmen in the mix there. It's so difficult to see what's going on. There are so many troops on this battle. Some Numenorian shield guard coming through. Morgul's chosen, Temple Inquisitors. This is definitely the last push here. Bovington's moving through some of his Wardens of the White Tower right in front of the gate. So I'm going to follow suit and push men right round here. Let's see how long we can last, ladies and gentlemen. Take as many orcs and evil men down as we can. Dirty, disgusting things. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the battle so far. Like I said, it's nothing amazingly tactical, but nevertheless it's pretty epic on its scale. I think there could be a few things that Zenixia could revise with the mod. Maybe balancing out the armies a bit more, just to make the battle last a bit longer and make it a bit more interesting. And also trying somehow of making the first walls and maybe even the second walls accessible to archers, because that could be a good way of balancing things out if he doesn't want to add more troops. These Wardens of the White Tower, defeat seems certain for these guys. Sorry about the lag. Yeah, I'm now pushing everything I have through. And also this is a good way of... oh, orcs are flying everywhere. That's what we like to see. Oh, and a few of my men too. Isildur is back there with the rest of my elites. Oh, the frames are dropping, I'm afraid. So much going on. Looks like I'm sending in the... No, I'm not, I'm just forming up. Now I formed them up in shield wall, and I'm going to push them through slowly but surely. Now the battle is definitely lost, and Isildur is still with his men. For some last bits of encouragement, you're going to hear the horns of Gondor sounding. But let's just pretend that he's now starting to flee with his family, because pretty soon my general unit will have to engage. Now I wonder where the Witch King is. I presume he's in a mounted unit. Quite a lot of their reserves are archers, apart from the elites of Harad. We also have some pikemen over there, which could have caused a lot of problems too. Ah, okay, so we have the Witch King. Looks like he's just here. Look, pushing through. See if we can follow him. I think Zen did this on purpose, just to make it a bit interesting, to see if I could, you know, kill his king at the very last second. Oh, gee, it's giving me a bit of a headache looking at all these spears wiggling around. But no, he's still back here. Look. One thing, if Kuro, if you actually end up watching this, one thing that I think could maybe be improved is the use of spearmen against cav, because I don't know if you guys have noticed too, but if you, especially if you're against a very cav-heavy faction like Rohan, I know they're designed so that their cav is, you know, excellent and very very good and can destroy units, but something I do find a bit problematic is the fact that a Royal Lords unit can just charge head on into a spear unit and not incur any damage, which is pretty weird. For example, here we have the Witch Realm Inquisitors. I think, yeah, the mounted unit of the of those what they call them, Witch Realm Inquisitors, Temple Inquisitors. Yeah, there we go. I mean, if they are against a spear unit like the Tineth Air spears or the Citadel Guard, they should drop a lot faster than if they were against another sword-based unit, surely, because I mean that's what spears are designed to do, you know, to keep the enemy away, and of course were an excellent anti-cavalry unit back in the day. There we go, so the tide, oh dear, is slowly but surely pushing through as our men start to drop. I've got my general engaged in here. Where is Isildur? Oh, there he is. He's dead. So that would signal the end of the battle. I believe that's an instant victory for the attackers. I believe. Isildur. Let's say it's an Isildur lookalike. Yeah, that would give us an excuse to say that he's escaped. He's taken a seedling with him as a souvenir to plant back at Daddy's house at Lendil, and yes, so and he's left his body double here, who has sacrificed himself bravely for the Gondorian cause. There we go. This was the end of the battle now. Where's the Witch King? Can I see him before we end? No, it's just too much black and gold to see. But there we go. So that's more or less ended the battle. So I hope you enjoyed, and thank you ever so much for watching if you have watched up until this point. And as usual, I hope you have a cracking day, and wherever you may be and whatever time it may be. Yeah, so let's see what the Zen stats are at the end. Let's quickly zoom forward to the end results. Oh no, I see. The first one must have been Bobbington's General. Yes, the first one was Bobbington's General, and the second one was the fake Isildur, who is called Captain Istor, apparently. Captain Witch King, Captain Altufail, and Captain Custig. Okay, there we go. So Zenixia killed 716, but the biggest was was a rune player, which is I can't remember now. Fluffy Duck, maybe. But there we go. So me getting the second amount of kills, but the rune player did a great job. I think it was just the fact that they were so heavily armoured and just pushing through that gate, we couldn't do much to stop them. But there we go. So what's he got? His Olog High, yes, were his best performing troops, which is not a surprise at all. And he lost most of his Uruks and Orc Maulers, of course. But there we go, that's the end of the battle. So thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care, everybody.